Hello everyone. Welcome to MindBody TV. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo. I am going to share something really powerful today where we're ending the year, we're starting a new year, about manifesting and what that has to do with the mind-body connection. And what we've titled today's broadcast is Stepping into a New World in 2021. And I mean this quite literally, that we actually are creating a new world, a world based in love and truth instead of fear and separation, a world based on the awareness that we are connected, we are not separate from each other, and the understanding that our body is a functioning whole that is self-healing. I am a physician. I'm board certified in mind-body medicine. I'm board certified in emergency medicine and worked in trauma and critical care for several years. I am now solely working in mind-body medicine, sharing about how the body heals, how the mind and body are connected, and how this can help us live in a much more organic, authentic, vibrant way. So welcome to today's broadcast of MindBody TV. And I want to welcome everyone who is here in Instagram, because I am broadcasting there as well, since the software we're using will broadcast to the MindBody community and on my YouTube, but Instagram was being left out. So I want to say hello to everyone there. I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. We have Bayari from England. Hello, Jimbo. Cindy from Seattle. I myself am here in the US in Durango, Colorado. Hello, Anne. All right, so I'm gonna jump right in. We did talk last week about like kind of a way of letting your physical, mental, emotional system clear out old energies so you make space for what you're ready to step into. But how do we actually step into a new world? Well, the truth is we as physical human beings are creative. Not just that we like think up new things and make music, but the physical body actually creates, it impacts the matter around us. And the Institute for Heart Math has a lot of really great research describing like the science and the quantum science about this. So I'm going to just kind of like distill it down to the fact that your cells they're not just creating the proteins for your body and like detoxifying, keeping you healthy. They're actually electromagnetic. You have a frequency, you have an electromagnetic frequency, a vibration. And when your consciousness is in a higher vibration, your cells work better. They do things very differently. When you're in a lower vibration, you know, you buy into fear, you feel shame, and you buy into like, oh, I'm not good enough. It actually lowers your frequency, and that affects what's happening in your cells. As a doctor, it's been really interesting to me to see how this affects, you know, creates disease and blocks health and what we can do to release that so the health can be restored. But at the end of the year right now, where we're moving into 2021, I want to talk about how this affects your manifestation, what's showing up in your life. Hello, A. Grant from Canada, Kathy from Slovenia, someone from Gualala in Facebook. All right, so Vancouver, Candace, hello. Jen from Salem, Mass. I am super familiar with Salem, Mass. Lucky from Papua New Guinea. I'm sorry, Lucky from New York. Fiona from Papua New Guinea. All right, it's coming by really, really fast, but welcome everyone who is here. Okay. Yes, is there a way to work with me on group calls? I do have a group called the Embracing Health Group. We're going to be restarting that again, I think in the spring. I also have a practitioners group called Be the Medicine. So my website is at drkimd.com, and you can get the information there. But thank you for asking. Shimmer Spiral. All right, so how do we step into a new world in 2021? So let me just show you how this works. Your body is electric. So we have our physical body. And for most people, like we stop there. That's what we got. It's physical. There's nothing more. Stuff that's around me is separate from me. I don't impact it unless I go over and pick it up or push it or do something. And so a lot of people spend a lot of attention trying to do just that, to change the outer world by effort and force. And it's not a very happy way to do your life. But the truth is, we are electromagnetic. The body emits an electromagnetic field that goes out beyond your physical body and actually has a really powerful effect on your world, the matter around you. So when we do scientific studies and we look at this, we find it's actually a very significant, not a subtle effect at all. This will determine how people respond to you, whether you bring out the best in them or you bring out the worst and everyone's really curmudgeon-y and you never get your way and everyone's arguing with you. Life is hard. I never have enough. It'll actually create your whole life experience around your frequency. In my work, the most powerful leverage point we have is to shift what's happening in here so that we shift what's happening out here, outside of us. So I want you to think for a minute of what you would like to manifest for 2021. And when I talk about manifestation, I'm not talking about go and push and make it happen and you're going to manifest this thing like it's your own effort. Think instead of manifestation to be about allowing something into your life. And so we've got to actually connect with the heart. We talked about this last week in the broadcast. In order to know what that is, what is my truest heart's desire? Because the mind will come up with a lot of things you think you need, and then it will make you happy. Like, I just want this person to love me. Or I just want to have a nicer place to live. I just want to have a good job and more money. Or even, I just need to have better health. And then, I'll be happy. And that one can be really, really hard to get around. And that's one of the reasons I see so many people stuck with chronic illness that's not getting better. They're putting the cart before the horse. I'll be happy when this thing gets in place. And so they're actually not able to manifest or show up as joy in the now. That is, in fact, what lets the body heal. So I want you to feel into your heart space right now. Just breathe into your heart. Feel the physical space, like bring your awareness there. Soften your shoulders. Is this how mommies affect their babies? If they're nervous or content? Yes, your frequency. If you're settled in your heart and you're in stillness, the baby will settle down into a different rhythm. Physiologically, we see changes in the heart rate. We see changes in the brainwave activity that will synchronize with the mother. If the mother goes into fear, oh, I'm not okay. I'm not a good mother. There's not enough milk, or I'm not doing enough work. I don't have enough money, or whatever the point is, the baby will actually feel that. And the baby's nervous system will go into what's called discordance as well. It affects the baby's heart rate, breathing patterns, and brainwave activity. So yes, we have a very direct and immediate impact on those around us. So if you bring your attention to your heart, and we're going to do a little exercise here. So just breathing in, breathing out. Soften your shoulders. Yes, connect. I will talk more about the Healy device, not today, but I will be doing some videos soon to talk more about the Healy device, which is a fifth dimensional frequency device. Okay. So I want you to just feel the space around your heart and then feel into this awareness of, 2020 is ending, the year's ending. We're starting a new year. There's new energy coming in. Who am I ready to be? How do I choose to be? This is more important than the goals, the outer, the what, is the how, the who and the how. I choose to be a person who is free, right? So that's an energy, just breathe it in. Choose to be a person who lives according to her own truth. I choose to live in passion, in joy, and to put my energy into that which enlivens me. So these are just suggestions. So you feel into your own heart. What are you ready to receive? So you don't need to necessarily know the specifics of here's the kind of job or here's the kind of house or any of that. That's all from the mind. Just feel into the space of the essence of it, to be free, to have joy, to feel lightness and ease. A lot of times people who are health seeking are not in lightness. There's a lot we learn that's bad for us or harmful. And now we've got to be this like angry activist, go and make a change or change our life. but it's kind of like an uphill battle. It's not the same as the energy of ease, which is what really feeds the body, literally feeds your cells. Good. So just with your awareness on your heart, breathing into the space of the heart and letting your heart know, sky's the limit. I'm ready to step into my heart's desires. Now, a lot of times people will tell me, I don't know what they are. I don't feel anything. It's okay. Do not let they derail you. Stay present to this area of your body and breathe. Relax your shoulders. Let more breath come through, and it will begin to awaken the conscious awareness where you do register the sensation, the awareness, the information. Then it kind of gets decoded into an idea or a visualization or a clarity. So you do not need to do this from the outside in, from the inside out. All right, so breathing into that space. What is my truest heart's desire? Now I want you to feel into just one thing, whether it's time with family or finding the love of your life or connecting more with the love of your life who's already here, having intimacy, connection, joy. Maybe it's wealth. You're like, oh, if I had, all the wealth or a job that I love. So feel it here. What does that bring you? What does that bring you? And if it's unknown, just feel a space of contentment. I'm at peace with all that is. I'm living my life fully and abundantly. Just start there. It's an energy. Now, let that come in with the breath and amplify it like you're stoking a fire. Like there's this little spark of maybe it's unknown, and you're going to breathe breath into it, and it's going to ignite that a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. Let the breath come right into that spark. And then just breathe that energy of that lightness. What? I can't be free. What would that be like? But breathe it in anyway. Let it expand beyond your body. Having that, whatever the thing is, come to fruition. But now, in the here and now, you've got to cellularly ignite it before it can be manifest. And I'll show you why in a minute. So feel that just even if it's unknown, living freely, living authentically, letting life be effortless, abundant, joyful. Breathe that in. Let it expand beyond your body. Just a few more breaths. And now as you expand this beyond your body, see it as a big pink cloud expanding beyond your body, and let your cells drink it in. In order to do that, you've got to soften around any tension you may be holding. Manifestation starts in your cells. So just let this breathe through you, and then let your cells know, cells, we can just take this in. Like you just jumped into a big, beautiful pool, a saltwater pool of vibrant energy. Let your body physically relax and tell your cells, body, we can take all of this in. You can let go of everything you're holding. You can take this in. It's okay to receive this. This being the energy, the frequency of those deepest heart's desires that may be unknown. Absolutely. So breathing. Soften your body. Good. Let it expand beyond your body and let your cells drink it in. Now I want you to just let all of this go. Begin to open your eyes, breathe normally. And I'm going to show you what happens and what we've seen scientifically, because we can actually measure this field, the electromagnetic field your body emits. We can measure it up to 8 to 10 feet away from your body. Doesn't mean it doesn't extend beyond that. It actually does. There are effects that go beyond that, but we can physically measure it with devices up to 10 feet away from your body. Meaning if you're in a space of, oh, life stinks, I'm not good enough, there'll be a certain frequency. And if you're in a space of, it's okay, no matter what's going on, I choose to breathe in and breathe out and remember that I'm alive. There's a lightness. It will register. Okay, so when you feel into this energy, it actually shifts not only what's happening in your body, but what's happening in the electromagnetic field you emit. Now, that is a powerful thing, because this is what will create someone going, wait a minute, I haven't thought of Kim in a while. Let me give her a call, and like offering me an amazing opportunity. Or someone saying, wow, I'm ready to work with you. I'm going to invest in this. I've worked with a lot of practitioners. And in the Awaken Practitioner Collaborative, they're beginning to awaken to the power they have in them, that they are the medicine, not the modality or the thing they're doing. It's actually in them. And when they ignite this, stuff happens. The business grows, ideas come in, their website, maybe they're a web developer. They're like, boom, this person just came into my life. Synchronicities happen. Thank you so much for the beautiful hearts. Hello. Synchronicities happen because you affect life. Your cells create. If you remember one thing this year in 2021, your cells create. The first thing that happens when I tell people this who are, experiencing a chronic illness is they make themselves wrong. Wait, you're saying it's my fault? Or they'll bump it out, right? It's not my fault. Don't blame me, because they're making themselves wrong. But if you stop making the illness wrong and you stop making yourself wrong, you can actually just receive that you're powerful, that this is getting created, usually unconsciously, through whatever mechanisms our creative body is emitting, right? We shut down our immune system. We shut down our digestive system. Even just living in fear will do this. So even if you have the best intentions and affirmations, they won't actually ignite because you're not getting to that depth of what's happening in you. Okay, so you don't need to make yourself wrong with this, but you can begin to reclaim your power. Whoa, I'm creative. What if I create something different? So what are you ready to create in 2021? And don't necessarily be specific, but maybe a world where I'm free. A world where I'm connected with those around me in love. There's joy. It's meaningful connection. We're going to be with some friends on New Year's Eve. And these are friends I just love so dearly. And there's a lightness there where it's effortless because I'm totally myself. There's no layers of protection on either part. And there can just be a joyful connection that we both receive so much from. What is it for you? Hello. From New Jersey, from Pennsylvania, from Oregon, from Edita, from Sweden, someone from Canada, Brittany from Florida, Love from Niagara on Lake Ontario. All right, let me go through what we've got here. Hello from St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Yes, Missy, let it be easy. Rachel, I think trying to control the it'll be okay when mindset for me comes from a deep-rooted fear of being judged. Well, when we're in the it'll be okay when, what we want to do is like, wait, where am I now? Because I'm not okay now. What's not okay? Meet the now. Presence your body. Oh, I've got to have this thing in place and then I'll be okay. So look at whatever it is that you're using to delay your joy or happiness or fulfillment. And then look at that like, well, where am I now? This thing isn't in place out there in my outer world. And where am I? Do I make myself wrong? Do I feel guilty? Do I feel like a failure? I feel inadequate? Because the now is actually causing me to meet that. And no matter what I do to change what's out there, it will never change. What's in here will never change. I'll never actually have more joy. I'll never actually have more abundance. I'll never actually have more love. So let's say I do go out there and I work so hard and then I make it happen and there's all this money. I'll still feel exactly as empty as I do right now. Sometimes there's like a temporary release where you're like, oh, I've arrived, but it's totally conditional. So you bounce right back, sometimes immediately. And then there's the next conquest. So what is it that I'm using to delay my complete joy, wholeness right now? Because I will tell you, until you connect with even just 2% more of that wholeness, it cannot show up in your life, cannot show up in your body. This is the number one reason why I see so many people with severe chronic illnesses not getting better no matter what they try. They haven't shifted the frequency. Now, the challenging thing about that is what's here in the now where I don't have that thing. I don't have that lover. I don't have that home. I don't have that money. I don't have fill in the blank. There's emptiness. And it's your own flavor of emptiness. So share a little bit about this if you just tune in and feel it. Is it, I'm not good enough? Is it, I'm unworthy? I'm worthless? I have to work harder and prove myself and get this degree / job. Otherwise, I'm worthless. What is it? Because it's what's here now, and it's what's in you to be met, to be transmuted. when you meet these energies with presence, they get transmuted, right? Like, I'm willing to sit with this. I'm willing to allow what I'm feeling now. I'm willing to be with this, even for just 10 seconds. Cora said, oops, wait a minute, sorry. Did she talk about this previously somewhere? Yes, I talked about this last week in the broadcast as well. I've recently started using the Healy myself. So the Healy is a 5th dimensional frequency device that assists with transmuting energy. I've been using it. I'll do a broadcast on this probably in the next week or so, because it seems like there's a lot of interest. You can email support@drkimd.com if you'd like more information, because Alicia can assist people with getting one. That was amazing. I could feel so much lightness and ease. Yeah, so when we do that little mini exercise, super simple, it fills our cells, it fuels our cells, it shifts our frequency, and it very powerfully changes what's happening in our reality. If you spend 10 minutes a day, even just now, before we come into 2021, it will really change what's manifesting in your life. Hello, Amanda. Adita, I'm not good enough, and something is wrong with me, and is something I recognized in me. Good, recognize that. And then you just put your hands on your heart, yes to this. Because everything you're doing out there to like reject it, fix it, overcome it, change it, is a rejection of self. You're rejecting it. You're trying to suppress it, but it is not going anywhere. And it will just come up louder and louder and louder in your lives. So what if I embrace it? Especially if there's a health problem that's manifesting physically. What if I embrace it? Yes, even to this. Frickin' even this. Yes, you are more powerful than that. And you will cultivate a lightness when you hold the space for these lower energies. Otherwise, they're gonna eat you away. Inflammation, cancer, autoimmune disease, migraine headaches, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome. It like zaps your energy, and you can't go into restorative mode because all the circuits are running on escape mode. So really, really powerful medically and physically what this will do. You're speaking straight to my spirit. Thank you. Kristen, the flavor is, I'm not going to be able to do it. I won't do it right. Yes, that's a really good one to catch and capture. So just hold that space. Yes, yes, yes. This idea, I won't do it right. It's just an idea. It's just a belief. Who would I be without this thought? Who would I be without that belief? Whoa, I'd be free. I'd be unstoppable. I'd be limitless. I'd be powerful. Good. Bettina, the idea, it is difficult. This is a big one, especially when it comes to health. And a lot of people I see trying to overcome illness and fight disease. It's difficult. It's difficult. Well, Henry Ford had said, whether a man believes he can or he cannot, he is right. And that's what will show up in your body. So what are you believing about this? Christina, I don't belong here. Awesome. Sometimes with these really bigger ones, I'll feel it. And then I'll remember I'm feeling it with the collective. This is a collective thing we've bought into that millions and millions and millions of people, billions of people are feeling. I don't belong here. I'm not good enough. It's hard. It's not okay. And then I'll actually feel it for them, because I'll find my willingness is like exponentially greater when I remember it's not just for me. When we transmute energies, we transmute it for the collective. What we're tuning into, these thoughts, I have a different color pen here. We're tuning into these thoughts across, just like radio waves. These thoughts are traveling along. Does that really show up? These thoughts are traveling along. And if I have residues where I buy into it, I'm going to feel it. So you go into Walmart and you're like, oh, I feel so contracted. I'm just going to stay out of these places. Well, they're bringing your awareness to something you're holding resistance to. What you resist persists. So invite the trigger. Invite what it's showing you, because it's showing you an area you haven't transmuted within yourself. Okay, so are you willing to keep buying into these beliefs and managing your life accordingly? Or what if you get present and let them transmute? Just by breathing. Good. Just by breathing. A. Grant said, my emptiness is that I'm not good enough. Yeah. So if you're willing, because this is what would happen for me so many times. And now I've got to be a better medical student or a better doctor or have a better job or whatever. Be a more prominent leader. Why? What am I trying to avoid that's supposed to remedy? And what if I stop avoiding it and meet it? That's when I reclaim all my power. Very, very powerful. What if all I do is focus on my breathing throughout the day? Will that help me? Yes, 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 yes. Because your attention, your energy goes where your attention flows. So if you consciously bring your attention to your breath all day long, it's not playing those records. Even better to like dissolve those records. That's great. Both are awesome. That's really what the Instant Elevation program was created around, is how do we dissolve these old records, these old places where we've abandoned ourselves, these old places where we bought into the limitation, these old places where we've harbored these beliefs that are totally toxic. And how do we actually assist our body? Because your body's storing it. It's a big storage machine. How do we assist the body in releasing that cellularly? So that's what we're starting right now. The Instant Elevation program is at drkimd.com/IEP. Christine said, as I've been evolving and changing, everyone who I had been connected to is pretty much falling away. I feel like an island much of the time. With the current situation, it's challenging, other than online, to get connected with like-minded people. Well, a lot of times when we come more into our authentic self, people will fall away who aren't going with us. And it's a way of life freeing us to go forward and freeing us to move into what is aligned. Different people will come in, different conversation, different opportunity, different community. And that's one of the best ways to like let yourself step into something new, is move forward anyway. Don't wait for them to come with you. Don't try to pull them and drag them along with you, which would just bring your frequency right back down. This is what most people are doing. Oh, I'm going to move forward into something else, but I got to bring this person with me. So now you're in the struggle of not having what you want, right? Because you got to change them, as opposed to being in the total serenity of, I am that which I'm seeking. I already am that. And then letting yourself receive it and letting your life manifest it. We just finished the Be the Medicine program with the practitioner group. It was really, really, really powerful. And this was a big piece, is where we don't want to be seen. We don't want to lose what we already have. But all of these practitioners in the program are moving into something much, much higher, to be expressed, to express the divine gifts, these unthinkable gifts. Some of them kind of like unknowable, unnameable. How do I make a business out of that? How do I explain this to people in a way they understand? How do I, do what's right for me when I think I have to do all this marketing stuff and it just feels so heavy and I don't want to do that? The beliefs they had bought into that were holding them back. You don't need to do that. That is not what's required, and that will decrease your frequency. So you can't practice as a coach, as a healer, as a doctor, as an inspired person to assist others, right? Because you're not being it yourself. You have to embody this. Let's look at what else we have. Kanik, I did that. I tried to bring my niece along and it made me sicker. Now I'm just focusing on taking care of myself here. Yeah, and that is what will feed them. People will see it. It's the overflow of your embodiment that will fill them. Not the, I'm not fully embodied, but if you come on board, I will be, which is what most people are doing. Good. Suspecting undiagnosed autism, dreading to get an official evaluation is their hope. Alkina, there are a lot of gifts that can go along with operating in a different way. And there may be some value to you of getting evaluated. Just remember, when you get evaluated, the system that's evaluating you is not necessarily an enlightened system, an enlightened perspective that recognizes the gifts and the strengths of functioning differently, like autistic, right? There's a label and it means this, 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 and this. And it's kind of like you go into this box. But in that system, there isn't really a lot of appreciation for the fact that we are divine, highly intelligent beings. There's an intelligence that comes through the system that can allow us to work in unthinkable ways and do unthinkable things, even if there seem to be deficiencies in other areas like social. John Nash was a great example of that, right? The way he functioned, he was this like brilliant mathematician that created the understanding for everything that underlies our current economic system. But he was not able to function normally in society with ease. In the movie, they showed about him. It's called A Beautiful Life, A Beautiful Mind. His wife had to bring him back to the heart, to love. This is real. He was hallucinating and having delusions and having all kinds of things happen, but he had to come back here to love. Put your hand in your heart and remember all is well. I am willing to operate as I'm intended to operate. And then you'll come into a higher harmonic. And he was able to live a really beautiful life and do absolutely incredible things and let his strengths be a contribution instead of a detriment. And you may have the same thing. So it may be useful to get an evaluation, but don't necessarily buy into what they make it mean. Just like you go to the doctor and you get blood tests and they're like, you have Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, your thyroid is diseased, and therefore, and then they give you a whole bunch of stuff about you'll never be okay, you'll always be on medication. I had that kind of diagnosis, this severe autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. It was like this list, and it was like, wait a minute, is any of this actually true for me? Yes, right now my body is in all kinds of pain. Yes, right now there's brain fog and joint pain, and there's all kinds of things going on. Does it actually mean what they are saying it means? And I had to unwind the whole thing myself to come back to health. My body is powerful and strong. It's okay for me to let this go. And the illness I saw was created as a result of my way of being in life, pushing the boulder up the hill, overachieving, pushing harder, go, 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 focusing on the outer as my value, right? I'm afraid to fail, so I've got to be more and I've got to be better. So there was always this I'm not enough I was running against. So that's what had to change. And the illness went away, like freaking vanished. I no longer had abnormal labs. I no longer had a thyroid problem. I no longer had severe chronic pain. So you don't have to make it mean what they think it means, but can it be useful to get an evaluation? Yes. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, I guess is how we could say. Christina, I feel right now I'm having trouble going places because I feel fear and panic. It must be the collective energy you're talking about. It actually started happening right before the pandemic. Like I felt it beforehand. Interestingly, we can feel these energies. Like you're a giant receptor. If you're an empathic person, a highly sensitive person, you're going to feel what you feel on an amplified way, which is actually a good thing when you begin to be in harmony with it. But we have ways, devices that will detect shifts in electromagnetics for the planet, for an area, for humanity. And things like, before the Twin Towers hit, this was showing the fear frequency. The frequency went way down, and then people went into this huge, massive amount of fear, but it happened before the event. So it was registering electromagnetically the likelihood of this event, which, got increased and increased as it got closer. So yeah, and you don't have to feel it from the like victim empath. There's a piece in the Embracing Health program we did from empath to awakened master. Because if you are highly sensitive and you are empathic, you actually can harness it as an unthinkable gift, which is really what I've done in my life. How can I have that awareness, massive amount of awareness, and have it be a huge gift? So to be aware of what's the most powerful thing I can do in my business that will change the world in the best possible way. Or what does my daughter need to hear right now that will have her remember who she is? If she's spitting out, she's 8 years old and there's like drama and things that happen. What does she need to hear from me? If I presence that, I show up as a totally different mom, and it's a freaking magical moment. If I'm not present, I'm like, it's okay, honey. Let me try to make you feel better because I'm actually just really uncomfortable that you don't feel okay. I'm not helping her. So I've chosen to live from a much deeper space of presence, being highly sensitive, but experiencing it as a gift. So remember, it is not meant to be a curse. It's not meant to be a burden. You're not a victim, although you could experience it that way if you are empathic. And many empaths do, because they haven't, we've been living in a world that tells us not to feel. So and if I had followed the line of that, I would have been a good medical student, been a good doctor, been a good emergency medicine physician, and done that life as it was laid out. Here's how you do it, right? Have a couple kids, have fun, but don't have too much fun. What would that look like? It's already laid out. It's a plan. Most people, throw enough Prozac on board and they don't really notice the difference. They don't really notice that they're not fully alive. They don't really notice this is not their heart's desire. They don't really notice this is not fulfilling. But more and more and more of us are, that's not working. And then it's like, oh my God, I just want to get off the planet. I can't stand it anymore. But what's right about this we're not getting is you are not meant to function that way. You are not meant to function. So I'm not going to say fight it with everything you've got, which is kind of like what most people do. Like, here, there's this system that's trying to get you to conform. Fight it with everything you got. No, because that's going to get you in a lot of trouble too. You're just going to be in fight. What I would say is, what's right about this I'm not getting, about the way I am and the way I function. What's right about this that I'm not getting? That it feels so oppressive, but how could this be a gift? Okay. And really, by connecting with yourself, with your heart, with what's here now, you will move in that direction. Oh, thank you, Rapid Tapping. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and this really resonates. Oh, thank you. Coaching by Kate. We have a lot of comments in Instagram, so I'm sorry I'm not getting all of those. Lawrence Levy, I just did that. I left medicine after 30 years. Yeah, and I left after not that many years, but I knew there's something I'm here to do that is beyond the walls of this system. And it didn't make any sense to me at all. That's the thing. In the Awaken Practitioner Collaborative that I've created for coaches, healers, other doctors stepping out of the box who are looking for what's the organic way to do this? How do I create from the inside out? Because there isn't a template out there telling me how to paint by numbers and create this. How do I create from the inside out? This is a way, because we will create the new medical system from the truth within us, not from the book that gave us the plan. So for a lot of these practitioners, they're coming saying, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go, or I have these weird gifts and talents, but I have no idea how to make it into a marketable skill or a business I could explain to someone and accept money for. And that's the thing, is how do you come outside the fear-based marketing system and actually go out there and invite people to the work you do? No one's going to show you that in that system. No one's going to show you any of that in that system. How do you harness your greatest gifts and talents that maybe could have been a curse, experienced as a curse? How do you harness those into something beautiful? Because what the world needs is more of you showing up, more of you. And if you don't know who you are, in this piece we did, find, feel, witness, make space. Take 10 minutes, take an hour, right? It's New Year's Eve tomorrow. And right around this time of this transition into a new year, it's a really potent time to let something new awaken, something new in you awaken. Who knows what that looks like? It will guide you. I used to spend some time in the ER oh God, please get me out of here. I can't stand it. But what am I going to do, right? Because I saw the path, the box, the linear path that was laid out, and none of what I was fit into that. And sometimes I would doubt, maybe I don't have anything to offer. Maybe I am just totally crazy. Which I will tell you, losing your mind can be the best thing that ever happened to you. Losing my mind was the best thing that ever happened to me. It wasn't fun. It wasn't pleasant. But I'm no longer operating in the construct of the mind. The definition of here's what it means to be a doctor. The definition of here's who you are and who you're not. Here's what you can and can't do. I'm operating outside of that. So to have assisted these other practitioners and beginning to connect with this genius that is unthinkable and unspeakable. I don't know how to put words to it. You've got to be in receptivity first. In fact, I just did a video series, and it's a free video series. If you put your email, it will send you this 3-part video series for practitioners. It's at drkimd.com/practitioners. And it's a 3-part video series exactly on this transition. How do you create something from nothing? How do you step into the unknown when like it hasn't been shown, it hasn't been laid out before you? How do you step into something higher when, hey, we got the box of what I'm supposed to be doing, and we for those who are practitioners or maybe aspiring to create something to assist others, drkimd.com / I'll put it in the practitioners, drkimd.com, kimd.com / practitioners. There we go. And I'll also put the link in my bio for those of you who are in Instagram. And it's a free 3-part series that just brings you deeper into this, because you got to be in a different mind to create in a different world. You're not who you think you are. What's true is not, we've been told, here's what's true and here's what's not. Oh, your body's sick. You're never going to be the same. You have this disease. You'll never recover. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I am a physician. I've been studying this for at least 20 years, longer than that. Started reading about this when I was very young. There are people who have cured virtually every disease known to man. I've seen it in my own practice, doing the work I'm doing, because I began to tailor my practice around how do we create that? My friend Brian Scott's whole Facebook platform just got taken down. He teaches really expansive things. His YouTube channel is still up. It's called Reality Revolution. Definitely worth listening to. And he's amazing. He also had an experience where he lost his mind, and he operates in a whole different way. I don't know if my Facebook stuff's going to get taken down. I will do everything I can to stay connected with, the community who are interested in hearing about this. But just know the thing that matters is that you begin to think for yourself. You begin to know yourself. Who am I? What am I about? And start with the very basic. What feels light? What if I could be free? Just ask expansive questions. First, soften the body. Breathe more fully. That's what opens up your energy to receptivity, to new information. And then just ask something as simple as, what else is possible here? What else is possible here? What if who I'm here to be is spectacular? It hasn't even been seen yet. What if I haven't even scratched the surface of who I really am? And now in 2021, you're ready to begin even little baby steps, stepping into that, seeing that, witnessing that, the joy of it, the aliveness of it, the vibrance of it. That's what feeds your cells. And that is exactly what's been shown to heal the body. Even cancer, severe illness. Anita Griffith shared her story of having suffered with very severe MS, end-stage MS, in the bed. They had constant care for her. They had to put a hospital bed in her dining room. Her life revolved around this illness, trying to survive. And they told her just be a few more months. She wouldn't live beyond a few more months. She is walking. She's been participating in this work. She's done amazing receiving to let new awareness in, to let new information in. So, sometimes people in the beginning of the year, you do affirmations, you learn, hey, I'm going to do a different thing and I'm motivated. I'm going to change my behavior. And why does it fade out? Why does it not actually work? Because you haven't opened to be receptive. You haven't shifted your frequency. You've got to open, connect within, bring your attention to your heart, physically soften your body. And then breathe more fully. As we did in the beginning of this practice, breathe right into this area, physically soften your body. Let that joy and light expand beyond your body. And you can just tell your body, it's okay to let all of this in. That will allow a shift. And even if you increase your frequency only 2%, it will equate to a massive shift in what's going on outside. Polaroid 2600, I'm struggling to swallow. My throat tightens up when I put food in my mouth. I'm trying the emotion code and your elevated program. I'm struggling. I'm scared. Do you have any guidance for me? Yes, there are places. Oh, sweet love. where you're holding really, really deep trauma that had your body closed, like that kind of trauma. And it was maybe when you're young and there was like abuse, but it was definitely energy around you of restraint and repression. It could be direct or indirect, but it definitely feels like it was at least in some way direct, where you experienced pretty significant trauma. You might not be appreciating the depth of what this did in your system. So what that looks like is we have, okay, if you think of, this is a great analogy that I heard recently. You got your computer open and you got this amazing operating system that is completely genius, and you open like 25,000 windows. So you've got like YouTube playing, and then you've got like, different apps, and you've got different programs going. All these windows are open. And then you go and try to type a letter or, an email. And you're like, oh, cursor won't move. What's wrong with this stupid computer? Why won't this work? I'm totally shutting down. And you think there's something wrong with your computer. You go to the tech agent, and they're like, oh, well, your computer is totally faulty, right? No, your computer is brilliant, but we got to shut down all these windows. So when we have a trauma like this, whether it's a physical trauma, or for you, it was a fear, like a life threat that you felt like, if I don't stuff it down, I will not survive this. I will not be accepted. I will not be a part of this family. I will not be fed, nurtured, and loved. I will not be taken care of. It registered in your body as a true survival threat. And your body still has that window open. So it's still running the energy of that. And then so much of the energy is getting absorbed by that and other ones too. And then there's like just this tiny little blip of energy to go and do something as simple as write an email. That is exactly what I see for 100% of the people who have come to me with chronic illness that's not getting better no matter what they do. 100%. Not a significant percent or a small percent, all of them. So where are these windows open, and what it will take? And this is why I do the work guided with the Embracing Health group, with other groups I work with. It will take a presence of, you could call it love, but it's like an acceptance that even this is okay. It's okay. The depth of this powerlessness, the depth of this despair, the depth of this fear, et cetera, et cetera. It's okay. A presence that can, like I say, hold space for it. Be in peace no matter what comes up. Doesn't mean you love it. Oh, this is so great. This amazing shame that got instilled when I was 3 years old with my dad. It's not love like that. It's, I'm willing to hold the space for even this unthinkable thing, this unforgivable thing, this unfathomable thing, that there's a space in you that holds space for it. And so many, we haven't developed that. So that's why I do the work guided. All right, I'm going to complete. I'm so, so grateful. Rakoa, no, we don't have to dig into all our traumas to heal, but that's a great question. Once we start closing out these windows, so to speak, the subsequent ones will like automatically close, because those were the same frequency, the same shame, the same fear, the same powerlessness. And we can meet them now. We don't have to go back in the past and do 20 years of therapy and figure it out. Like, they're here now. They will show up when you soften your body, when you breathe and do nothing else, when you stop the hamster wheel of escape. And I'm not saying it's not hard. They can be really intense. So just start off with, I choose to love myself fully, and do 10 breaths of it. Let 10 breaths of it come up. Can you recommend a program for me for your throat issue? I'm hungry. I cannot eat anything. Definitely the Embracing Health would be a really, really powerful, because I'd be able to guide you and work with you live through the program. It's at drkimd.com/EH. I know a lot of people are writing questions about, I have cancer. I have other things that are coming up. The book is a really great place to start. The MindBody Toolkit, low investment, obviously. It's at drkimd.com/book, but you can go forward into some of the online programs I have that are home study programs, or if you do want to work with me live, I've created the Embracing Health for that. Oh, thank you. Elisa, I love you. Thank you for reminding me the feelings I had in my heart that life could be so much easier and healing. I'm so grateful for all you share. Feels so much better to feel this, that it's okay to let go. Yeah. And you know what? To be this fully alive, there was a lot of stuff I needed to let go. And a lot of it was really, 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 really heavy. Like I can't even describe. And there are certain points I would find where I'm like, why is life having me meet this? And the only thing I could ever call in that would give me enough power and willingness would be, it's not just for you. That I could be a light for others in some way, big or small, that would be significant, that would mean something so much to that person and it was like, boom, 100%. I will do this for us. So remember, you're not alone. And I'm grateful, even though I wouldn't have made that choice to meet those intense spaces, I'm grateful that I did and that life brought that up for me. Which program is where you close the windows? The Instant Elevation. It's drkimd.com/IEP is a really great way to start. That's the home study program that I have. If you want to go into something more expansive, more involved, more intensive, the Embracing Health, I'll put the link here. It's really, really powerful program. drkimd.com/health. We will be starting the next one up in, I think it's April. I can't remember exactly, but definitely this spring. All right. I will be here again every week on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain. Definitely, if you're a practitioner, a coach, and you're ready to step into a new, more expanded world for yourself, for abundance, for what you're doing for others, drkimd.com/practitioners has a free series to awaken that. Like, where do most people get stuck? It's their relationship with money. It's their relationship. I'm not good enough. I'm not a finished product. I can't do this. It's their relationship with the idea, right? Being seen. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be seen. Let me hide a little bit. And so like their work can't really get out in a way that invites others. And then one of the other biggest things that was a big, big thing for me, I wouldn't say it almost stopped me, but it definitely halted me. I had to pause, was the ideas that people are teaching us about marketing. And about, you have to, if you're not everywhere, you're nowhere, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and you can't do this, and here's what works, and like fear-based marketing. Because when we think we are separate from those who we're serving, forget it, the whole thing's off, because you can't actually be in an awakened practice where you're actually here to heal and awaken others and operate that way. Just not going to work. You'll never, ever, ever have success. Could you make money that way? Yep. But you will not have abundance. You will not have wealth. It will exhaust you. Because all those fear-based marketing strategies, what's your strategy? It's all about getting. It's all about, I don't have enough. I've got to get more. I got to fill my list. I got to fill my program. You will feel so depleted. The further you go down that road, you will have nothing to give. And the only people who will show up are the people who are in fear, right? Give me, give me, give me. And it's never going to be enough. So if you have been a practitioner and you're like, why am I getting so depleted? That is exactly why. For me, when I was functioning in that frequency with my ideas about business, but I was functioning in this higher space with my awareness about medicine and my work, it was not synchronous. I had to let go of everything I learned about business, about money, about quote marketing, right? Which is all about getting. So I don't have, I have to get. It's lack. It's a lack mentality. So that link, drkimd.com/practitioners. It's a free resource that you can receive there now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for everyone showing up on Instagram. Share this with others that you love. We're definitely growing our Instagram community, and I love playing in here. Yes. I want to do Embracing Health, but I need something more instant. So let go of the fear. It is always, always a delusion that you don't have what is required, that you don't have what you need. So feel into, what would it take for me to receive everything in grace and ease? And maybe there's something else that will show up. You can only receive it by welcoming it, not by a quote like force-based manifesting. So thank you for playing with me. I would love to hear from you about what you're ready to let manifest in your life, which is really about what you're ready to receive in your 2021 and forward. Thank you so, so much. I love you guys. Sharing my love with you. Bye.